In this video, we will go over how to complete the Shadowed Throne Easter egg solo. We will cover the Pack-a-Punch, Wunderbuss, and all the melee weapons. Timestamps, as always, are in the description or the play bar. For your loadout, I recommend the 9mm SAP with the N74 sticky grenades, Frontline with Termination, Pack Mule, and Vicious. Starting off, you should open the map through the apartments, head up the stairs, and pick up the Dancer's Painting. When you're in the main street, pick up the Nail Bat. Do not buy armor until I say so, and do not activate the flares until I say so. Look at the radio and note the letters and number on top of it. Open up to the church and look at this map. There will be a pin on a region of the map. You need to look at the chart on the left and then line up the region with your letters and number. So in one game, I had my letters as TX and my number was 0. I went to the church and the pin was on Dame Spreewald. So I looked at the chart and found Dame Spreewald section, and the TX corresponded with the number 74, and my 0 number corresponded with the number 86. So my numbers were 74 and 86. Now that you have your numbers go back to that radio in the Main Street area, you need to use your thumbsticks to move the needle on the radio. The left thumbstick for the left number and the right thumbstick for the right number. I have no clue what it is on PC, so have fun figuring that out. Spin your thumbsticks in a counterclockwise position to move the needle left and rotate it clockwise for it to move right. If you need to get off of the radio interface, press B or circle for Xbox and PlayStation respectively. Anyways, line up the left needle with your first number and right with your second, and if done correctly, the light on the radio should turn green and you will contact the Russians. Now we are going to look for the axe frequency. Around the map, there are 6 spawns for these numbers to show up as scratches in a wall. The first location is in the apartment's elevator. The second location is in the apartments on the ceiling to the right as you're about to head out to the main street. The third location is in the museum on this pillar. The fourth location is in the museum on this marble box thing directly under the M1 Garand wallby. The fifth location is in the cabaret on this box near the purple dress. And the final spot is in the cabaret on this box near the mirrors. When you have your 2 numbers, go input those into the radio as well. If done correctly, the light will turn green again, and you will start hearing Morse Code. Yippee. Okay, so you're gonna get 2 sets of numbers again. It will range from 1 to 25. Here's a chart to translate Morse code. Remember, if you have a number like 10, you will just hear the number 1 and 0 pretty quickly together. So that means it's the number 10. It's hard to hear as it's very quick for some reason, but your first number is going to be your X coordinate and your second number is a Y coordinate. If you can't tell which number it is, then just try both combinations. You're going to head to the cabaret and pick up this magnifying glass near the M1928 wallby. Pick it up and head to the map at the church and interact with it, and you will see the magnifying glass at the top left position at 1-1. The controls for the map is to exit, you need to press the crouch button. So if you're like me playing on tactical, the crouch button and circle button is different. So don't be like me going down trying to figure that out. It is your crouch button. To move the magnifying glass around, use the left thumbstick to move. Holding the thumbstick in a certain direction makes it move faster. So line up your coordinates and exit the map. If done correctly, the cabinet to the right should open. If it doesn't open, make sure you have the right numbers, or if you're like me and you can't tell the difference between my first and second number, just flip the numbers. So for me, I did 10 and 15, didn't work, did 15 and 10, it did work. If the cabinet does open, pick up that golden bowl and place it on this scale in the museum near the melee perk. Now we're going to find the Wunderbuss Battery. The 3 locations it can spawn in are in the cabaret to the right of the M1928 wallby, in the museum to the left of the armor by, and in the museum to the right of the melee perk. Now go to the cabaret and above is a film reel, shoot it down to knock it down, and then pick it up. Then place the film reel and painting on this projector. Now is the time to use the flares. Go to the plaza and either melee or shoot the lock off of this box, and then melee or shoot the flares inside. The lead Zeppelin will fly overhead, it will fire a bolt at a zombie, and it will become a Sizzler. Next, stand next to an armor station and kill the Sizzler right next to the armor station. If it's your first Sizzler, you will also get a part for the Wunderbuss. If done correctly, its head will be in the armor station and you can buy it for 500 points and also get your armor. If it's not there, make sure you place that golden bowl on the scale. Place the Sizzler's head on the scale in the museum and you will need to get kills next to it. Actually, it's in front of this rabbit sculpture thing, but you know. When you get enough kills, the drawer will open and you will get the axe. Now for the Wunderbuss, head down to the bottom of the apartments and place the battery in this blue slot. The cage will open. Go inside the cage and take the battery out and this will close the cage. Place the parts in the Wunderbuss and pick it up. To open the cage again, just shoot the blue panel with the Wunderbuss for a bit and the cage will open. But before you leave, shoot the cash register with the Wunderbuss and it will also open. On the bottom is a picture with another set of numbers. This is another thing you have to put into the radio. If you inputted the numbers correctly, then you will contact the smuggler. If you have enough points, then you need to buy a specific wall weapon. Head down to the Wunderbuss table and on the table you will see a pile of bullets. It will either be shotgun shells, bigger, pointier rifle shells, or smaller, lighter pistol-looking shells. If they are shotgun shells, then go buy the shotgun in the spawn room. If they are larger rifle shells, then go buy the FG-42 in the church, and if it's the lighter bullets, go buy the MP-40 in the main street. Now head to the plaza behind the cabaret, and there is this gas manhole. Shoot or melee it to open it, and the smuggler will start talking. Interact with the hole to give the smuggler that weapon. Make sure you don't give him your 9mm, that will be bad. If done correctly though, you should get the Armed the Smuggler pop-up. If for some reason it didn't work, he'll say he doesn't have the right ammunition. Double check your ammo on the table. If it truly doesn't work, the small bullets work for pistols and SMGs. The rifle bullets work for assault rifles, snipers, and LMGs, and the shotgun shells are just shotguns. But I and my friends have all tried the MP40 sawed-off shotgun and the FG-42 and have never had problems with it. And one of them speedruns World War II Easter eggs, so unlucky I guess. If you have armed the smuggler, you need to wait 2 rounds, so let's go on to the knife. With the Wunderbuss, shoot the projector in the cabaret. If you put the painting and the film reel on it, then the projector will show a map on the screen. This is a map of the map. The green dots will represent the locations of clown dolls around the map. What you need to do is go to 4 of these clown dolls and fill them up with zombie kills. You need to count how many zombies the clown doll took. It can go up to 9. So I recommend using the axe for this just to individually track the kills. What you are doing is making a 4-digit code. So let's say the first clown doll took 8 kills to fill up. The first digit in your code is 8. Then go to the theater and check the map and go to that clown doll and let's say it took 5 kills to fill up. The second digit in your code is 5. Repeat that for all 4 of the clown dolls. If you don't think you counted correctly, you can cycle through and kill them again. So if you're finished with your 4th clown doll but you miscounted, say, your 2nd, then you have to cycle through the 1st clown doll again and then your 2nd. There are 9 dolls around the map. The first doll is in the Wunderbuss room, the next is in the elevator in the apartments, the next one is in the museum on this chandelier, the next is outside the left door of the church, the next one is on the double tap perk machine. The next one is in this pit in the plaza near the bar Wallby. The next one is in the cabaret by the mirrors. The next one is in the main street in the pit where the trap is. And the last one is in the destroyed building in this corner by Pack-a-Punch. For the apartments, the one just above this line is the Wunderbuss room. So once you have your code, you need to input it into the safe. Save a bomber zombie, and it is one that cannot be turned into a Sizzler, or if you have a pest, you could save that as well. But basically, to make this as easy as possible and have the most time, train in the plaza or main street, save a bomber as your last zombie, then go to the safe in the apartments. The bomber might come to you and blow up, but don't worry about it, it won't kill you. You are using the round transition as time to input the safe code. You control the safe by rotating your left thumbstick. To input your combination, enter your first number by rotating clockwise, then counterclockwise, clockwise again, and then your final number should be counterclockwise. Or anti-clockwise for people that aren't real and live on Dinosaur Island. If done correctly, the safe will open and the knife will be inside. If you are having trouble with this, the safe inputs have to be unreasonably precise. Like if you go just barely past the number, then lol XD. You have to consistently rotate the safe in the same direction. If you move the other direction by mistake, you may just have to figure it out. What I'm saying is the safe is frustrating to open and there's not really much I can realistically say. Just do the thing, and if you do it right and you don't fuck it up, it works. It just works. So by now it should be at least 2 rounds since you gave the smuggler the weapon, so come to the main street and shoot this gas manhole in front of the cabaret. You now have to give him about 1,500 points. You can do that by standing in front of the hole and spamming left on the D-pad. This will drop some points and you know you're doing it right if your character says something like, here you go. So if you have 2,000 points and do it right, he will tell you to go to the apartment and knock 3 times. Wait about a minute or so and then go to the Wunderbuss room and melee this door 3 times. A whistling will appear, kill it, and then pick up the bat inside. Now that we have all 3 melee weapons, you need to place each item inside the slots by this door near the church. So grab the bat, place the bat in the bat-shaped hole, grab the knife, place it in the knife-shaped hole, and the axe in the axe-shaped hole. I do recommend, however, keeping the knife as it can restore your armor. If you haven't already, we need to do a few things with the Wunderbuss, such as Pack-a-Punch, lowering the drop pods. For Pack-a-Punch, just throw 2 sticky grenades at 2 different panels. One is here in the spawn, just outside of the map, and one is here in the destroyed building to the left of the WAF 28 wallby. When the panels open, shoot the fuses with the Wunderbuss for a little bit. If you did both correctly, this will unlock Pack-a-Punch in the destroyed building. Now we need to lower the drop pod. There are 3 anchors around the map and you need to shoot about 150-ish ammo from the Wunderbuss. If you don't get how it works by now, the fire button fires the laser and the ADS button shoots a thing where if it attaches to a zombie, it will give you laser ammo back, about 10 per bolt. So just keep getting ammo back and keep filling up these anchors. The first anchor is here in the destroyed building across from the Pack-a-Punch. The second one is in the ceiling in the museum, and the last one is here in the plaza in the middle. When all 3 are full, we can move on. If you have placed all 3 melee weapons in their slots, then you need to get about 20 zombie kills next to this door. When you kill 20 zombies, you then need to kill 10 Sizzlers. This will take a while, so what you can do is just keep a large horde, and about every 45 seconds or so, the Led Zeppelin will shoot a zombie and turn it into a Sizzler. So train in the plaza area, and when you get a Sizzler, then just take it over to the door and kill it. Repeat until full. Now you need 10 pest kills. You can either wait for a pest round, or usually a few pests will spawn in every round or so. So if you see one, just kill it near the door. When you kill 10 pests, the door behind you will open. At this point, we need to save a bomber zombie or 2 as they can't turn into Sizzlers, or if you're on a pest round again, save a pest. You need to shoot 150 ammo at that final anchor down here in this courtyard. If done correctly, this will lock you into the area. You need to solve some puzzles to get out. There are 4 statue puzzles around the room. The first wall is this one to the left of the staircase, and it only has 3 statues on it. The walls then progress around the room counterclockwise, where the 4th wall is the one that is to the right of the stairs. In the description is a puzzle solver for this. Just look at the statues. If a statue is facing away from you, then on that website it is up. If it is facing towards you, then it is down. So put that into the website and it will tell you to shoot a certain statue X amount of times. So it usually goes A, B, C, or D, which statues is from left to right. With my Pack-a-Punch 9mm SAP, I need to shoot a statue twice for it to actually rotate. So what that website is saying is to input a rotation X amount of times. The nice thing about the website is that even if you mess up, you can put in your new statue combination and it will fix itself. So if you did the walls correctly, out of each wall you should notice a bird on one of the statues. These birds need to be put in a specific spot on the statue in the middle. The bird on the first wall, or the standing up bird, needs to be placed on the back right of the statue like this. The second bird, or the over-the-shoulder bird, needs to be placed on the back left of the statue like this. The third bird, or the screaming bird, needs to be placed on the front right statue facing forwards like this. And the fourth bird, or the laying down chill dude bird, needs to be placed on the back left of the statue next to the over-the-shoulder bird like this. If done correctly, you will get a pop-up and the statue will glow green, and you can pick up the Blade of Barbarossa. If you didn't do it correctly, lightning will strike the statue and the birds will be on the ground in the grass around it. So simply pick up the bird and pay attention to which you picked up. Place the sword into the slot at the top of the stairs and the door will open. If you did all of that and fully lowered the drop pod, it is time to set up for the boss fight. You need full Wunderbuss ammo, jack-in-the-boxes, and I recommend your third weapon being the Pack-a-Punched SVT. The wall buy is in the apartments near the elevator. Grab the Dancer's Knife as well. This knife, if you aim down sights with it and attack at full health, you will restore 1 piece of armor, which is very useful. Have your Specialist at full 2 just in case, and when you are ready to get into the drop pod, look straight up and shoot the Wunderbuss at this red thing constantly and use all 100 ammo. You will board the Zeppelin. There are consoles around the Zeppelin that control this blue light in the ground. You need to interact with the console and use the left thumbstick to guide the light on the circuit board. You can only guide it on the green wires. Crouch to exit the console. The first console is in the second room on the upper right area. The second console is in the second room in front of the locked gates. The next console is in the third room. You will see it splits into 2 paths. First, take the upper path and it will open some gates. Go to the next console over in that area and guide it to the light at the end. Exit the panel to open one of the 2 very back gates. Then go back on the other panel and guide it back where it came from, and then go to that third panel and guide the light to the lower path. This will open another set of gates. On this panel, you will see 3 positions that are basically vertically next to each other. Stop the light in this middle position, then exit the panel. This will open the second back gate and you should be able to fully flow through this back area. Then go back to the panel and progress it to that top position, then go to the other side and interact with this panel again, and then move the light to its final position. This will activate a little in-game cutscene event and then the boss will spawn. Patience is the name of the game here. Try not to kill any zombies unless they are directly in your way. How to move through the Zeppelin properly and train is that there are 3 rooms. The one you entered in, the middle one, and then the back one where Straub was. The key to this boss fight is keeping it all under control. The second you lose control, shit hits the fan. Train the zombies in an N-shaped pattern through the rooms. Then progress to the next room. And then in the back room, just loop all the way around to the back. To damage the boss, he will glow orange either occasionally or by shooting him once. Shoot his glowing orange spots. Only do this when you can. If you see him glow orange, don't force yourself in a position to damage. If he is glowing orange and you are in a position to damage, then good, do it. His first phase, he will just be doing charge attacks right at you like a whistling, and that is when you can damage, because that is when his shoulder glows orange. You will not get hit markers, but trust me, you are doing damage. You know he's in his second phase when you hear your character say a quote. This time he will only glow orange when he's doing a shooting attack, aka he shoots his bolts at other zombies to make them Sizzlers. There will be 2 Sizzlers spawning in. Treat them with respect. They will fuck up your day. Same thing as before though. Again, keep your trainings constant. If you happen to be on a pest round, this is perfect as you can just spam jack-in-the-boxes. But again, just train consistently, damage the boss when you can. You know he is changing phases when your character says more quotes. Then you will be on the final phase. This time he does his charging attack, shooting a zombie's attack, and now his storm cloud attack. So for me, I don't really have to worry about his charging attack as he doesn't really charge that much, but he will still constantly spawn in Sizzlers, so stay on top of that. If you hear Sizzlers right behind you, take care of it immediately. At this time, you can only damage the boss with the Wunderbuss while he is in his storm cloud. You cannot be in the storm cloud as it does massive damage, so the strat for this is that you have saved your Jack-in-the-Boxes, hopefully. You have 100 Wunderbuss ammo. When you're in a good spot and you see or hear the boss doing his storm cloud attack, throw a Jack-in-the-Box and then use your front line and wail on the boss with your Wunderbuss. You're going to have to charge the Wunderbuss by shooting the ADS fire at a few zombies, of course, but if you keep doing this, even if you don't have frontline charge, just throw Jack-in-the-Boxes and keep doing what you're doing. Of course, if you run out of Jack-in-the-Boxes, you will have to go back to the damage when comfortable scenario, but hopefully that isn't the case. When the boss dies, the music will stop, and that means you are done with the boss fight. So, head down into the drop pod you came up in, and it will go down automatically. When you step outside, a cutscene will play shortly after, and that's it for the Shadowed Throne. Thank you so much for watching.